Hi, Scruffy. Can't see you under the chair there. Meows are a little different tonight. So it's hot again. So I'm a little later. I just came from a bike ride. But Scruffy's gonna get a bunch of extra food tonight because of my refrigerator problems. Okay. So, as far as my refrigerator problems go, yesterday I discovered my refrigerator was not keeping my food cool, so I have some sort of problem. So I believed it was just the refrigerator part, not the freezer part. But I put that to the test last night and today, and I think, there's a problem with the whole unit. So I put some thermometers in the refrigerator and freezer. Actually, let me step back. So the first thing I did was I cleared out a space so I could access everything, and then turn off the refrigerator, and I let it thaw out for 6 to 8 hours, I think. So I was operating under a theory that the pipe that connects the freezer to the refrigerator and lets the, cold air travel to cool down the refrigerator. According to one YouTube video I found, sometimes that can get clogged with ice, and if you just let it thaw out, then it's no longer clogged, and then the refrigerator will continue working. And because I thought the refrigerator was not working, but the freezer was, it seemed like there was a shot at least that could be the problem. So I plugged in the refrigerator right before I went to bed last night. So I basically let it thaw out all night. Afternoon, basically when I cleared it out in the afternoon, let it thaw out all night, and then since it was hot, I figured it probably do the job. And then in the morning, I would see if it was working or not. So this morning when I got up, it looked like the refrigerator was working, but it wasn't as cold as it should have been. So I thought maybe it still needed more time to cool down. Yeah. So I checked it throughout the day, and it did get down to proper temperatures. But then I noticed then it started going back up. And I noticed that the temperature was oscillating between the appropriate temperature, which is around 37 degrees, I think. And actually, I think there's some cold spots in my refrigerator, so some of the spots actually get colder than that. So my thermometer, I think at the lowest, is reading something like 33. But I have like 6 thermometers in there, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on all of them, try to figure out the general trend. So basically it was ranging from about 33 to a little over 50 degrees. So 50 is way too high. 40 is probably too high too. especially if they can go down to 33. So yeah, one of the problems with my thermometers is I don't really trust their accuracy, so it's one reason I have so many of them. I actually bought, I used to have thermometers in my last refrigerator or freezer that went out. And when it started dying, I thought something was fishy, but I checked the thermometer and it said it was okay. And then I found out the thermometer was busted, so the thermometer didn't help me. And so I ended up, since then I bought a whole pack of thermometers, and I basically use them to kind of test them against each other. So if one breaks, hopefully there's another one that isn't broken, and it will alert me to the fact that the thermometer is broken. So yeah, it's really stupid. Can't believe how stupid this problem is. So anyway, yeah, it looked like my refrigerator was oscillating in temperature. It wasn't keeping it was warming up during different parts of the day, and then it would cool down again. And when it was warm in the refrigerator, I was listening for it, and the cooling system didn't kick in, at least for a while. Then I finally heard it kick in, and so I think there's something wrong with maybe the thermostat, or maybe whatever the timing system is that decides to kick it in. That's my guess. I don't really know anything at this point, but anyway, I'm pretty confident that there's a problem, and I'm going to have to get professional help. And this is actually kind of the worst problem. Oh, before I mention that, I also tested the temperature in the freezer, and the freezer was also oscillating, so it was going between 0 and 10 degrees. So that's not correct either. So yeah, so I'm thinking that's why the whole unit has a problem, not just the refrigerator. So Scruffy has a lot of food tonight because I needed to clear out a bunch of stuff, since I had to clear out the refrigerator so I could basically fiddle with it, and it's not reliable. So I'm getting rid of a bunch of things, and so one of the things, so basically I'm trying to get rid of all the low priority things, and so one of the things I've been keeping is some of the chicken bones and skin I've been saving for Scruffy. So those are frozen, and I can't really afford the space right now, so I'm thawing them out, and Scruffy's going to have to eat them if he wants them. So I'm going to be feeding him a bunch of chicken scraps the next few days, so he's going to get extra food. I may not open another can of cat food either, since I can't refrigerate it safely. And I don't have the space for it. So I may be giving him dry kibble and chicken skin and bone. Today he's getting the last of the wet cat food as well, though. Okay, let's get your food. So actually, I think I saved up quite a few bones and skin for him, so he's going to get kind of a feast, I think, this next few days. I was saving it. I was planning to, give it to him over a longer period of time, but I got to get rid of it. So my dad had a little mini fridge. I wasn't using it, so I unplugged it, but yeah, now I need it. So let's see. Yeah, I didn't see Scruffy this morning, and then oh yeah, he was laying out here, I think near the gray mat when I came out for lunch. I did actually chill the water since I was testing the fridge, and since it worked well, just well enough, he did actually get chilled water, despite my claim he probably wouldn't get any more. But yeah, he might not get any tomorrow. So yeah, I'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, I think he backed up when I came out, and kind of played the same game we've been playing. So he doesn't want to come when I'm near the ball. So whatever. And I was preoccupied with my refrigerator problems to care. So yeah, whatever. So, so I looked into my warranty and paperwork surrounding it. So I bought the refrigerator in 2019 from Costco, and it's a GE. It had a 1-year standard warranty, but if you buy it at Costco actually gave you a 2-year warranty, so that was a major incentive to buy it from Costco for me. Plus, the price is actually good too. So, so unfortunately, 2 years is only gets me to 2021. Actually, no, it only gets me 2019 and 2020. So then I looked into the credit card extended warranty. So I know the credit cards that will extend the warranty. They're usually 1 year, I think, but I double checked, and some people are saying the Costco credit card from Visa will cover it an extra 2 years. And if it covers it 2 years, I'm actually still just under the warranty period. So I called up Costco today and basically made an inquiry, told them about my problem. And they said, yeah, it looks like you're probably still covered. And they said, you will need to call the credit card company directly, but you should be okay. So just talk to them and they'll tell you exactly what you need to do. So I called the credit card company, and yeah, it looks like I am still covered. So that is a relief, actually. So it's still a major nuisance, but at least it won't cost me, hopefully, any money out of pocket to actually fix. And the money I lose will be the food loss and time dealing with this. But could be worse. So yeah, good thing. My last trip at Costco, I was actually thinking of stocking up on a little more meat, frozen meat. Good thing I didn't. So I'm starting to get low, so I need to restock at some point, or at least not restock, but get a little bit more. Not fully restock, but just so I have some on hand. But anyway, so yeah, I got some paperwork and instructions, and then rereading the paperwork instructions, I realized I actually have some questions, so I'm going to have to call them back. So basically, I need to find a repair shop that has a physical location, and they have to be, I guess, qualified to handle refrigerators and appliances. But other than that, the credit card company doesn't seem to care or even have a preference because I asked them for recommendations and they didn't have any. But in hindsight, I need to ask them for clarification. So I was planning to go on Yelp, but then I realized, okay, what does it mean to have a physical location? So does it just mean like a physical address, like for mailing, where they park their vans, or do I need to actually have like a walk-in type store? Second question is, so it looks like they will cover it up to the cost of the refrigerator, and so I either need a repair estimate or I need a statement of non-repair. According to the paperwork, I need to send one of those two things to the credit company for them to approve. Now, the thing I'm unclear about now is when they come out and do the estimate, do I, as long as it's under the cost of the refrigerator and they say they can repair it, do I just go ahead and repair it then, or do I need to send them the statement first and wait for the credit card company to approve it and then call them back here to actually do the repair work? So I'm actually unclear on that. So I'm going to have to call them on that. And then I'm going to have to do my research on repair companies. So I did a quick search on Yelp, and there's a lot to choose from, so I have no idea how to make a decision. So I think I'm gonna since I'm probably gonna go through Yelp, I'm gonna type up exactly the situation, the symptoms of my refrigerator, and see if any of the ones I send it out to have say something that sounds like they know what they're talking about, or they have an idea based on the description I send them. So my other concern is, because this is an intermittent problem where it cools and then it warms up and it cools again, so it's kind of working but kind of not. It's kind of a hard one to verify that if they fixed it or not. So they're going to have to do the repair work, and then I'm going to have to basically let it run for at least a few days, keeping a close eye on it to make sure that it's actually working, because they can't actually verify it while they're there, because the problem they can't stay there all day, obviously. So. And then since they're going to come out, I guess I will also ask them to take a look at the broken standalone freezer. Give a rough estimate. I don't think I'm going to get it repaired, but I don't know, if it costs less than $300, I might actually ask them to repair it. I'll ask them how long they think the repair work would survive. If it's only for a couple of years, it probably wouldn't. But if they think it has a chance of lasting 8 years or something like that, then I might do it. Maybe even 5 years, I don't know. So the consideration is, since I can't get the freezer I'm looking for and the price is already more than doubled, I'm worried that I might not be able to get a freezer at a reasonable price, and it actually might be more cost effective to actually repair the existing one I have due to all the shortages and stuff going on. But I expect, yeah, this is probably going to be an expensive repair job, because my guess is it's probably a compressor or whatever that expensive refrigeration unit, or freezing, I guess it's a refrigeration unit is, it's most likely the one that's gone out. And so it's usually when those go out, I think they say it's more cost effective just to buy a new freezer. But if it's in the $300 ballpark, that's the cost of a new, smaller freezer. This is actually a much nicer freezer. This is an upright, and it's big, and it's also power inefficient, so it's going to cost me electricity to run it. But like I said, I can't even get the one I'm looking at, so I might do it. But yeah, the one I'm looking at doesn't have a, what do you call it, a self-defroster or defroster or whatever. So you have to thaw it out periodically, which is probably going to be a big nuisance. Whereas, yeah, the existing upright one I have does self-defrost. At least in theory. Yeah, I think it does, yeah. Just thinking way back. My parents used to have a freezer before that. That one I do not think had a self-defroster, and it would ice up really badly, like on the shelves. I remember the shelves actually became basically like ice shelves. There's so much frost and ice built up, and they never thawed it out. Scruffy has the bone. So there's still pate in the bowl too. Kind of wish Scruffy would eat on the mat. Bones are messy. All the bone marrow leaks out. So, oh yeah, so I also talked to the Costco service before I talked to the credit card service, and I asked them before I hung up if they had any, kind of last minute troubleshooting advice, just in case, this is fixable without having to get repair people involved. And said, check the coils if they're exposed, but this one doesn't have any exposed coils. Check the air filter, but I don't think this one has an air filter. And then he also said if I wanted, I could let it thaw out for 24 hours and then plug it back in. He says you don't really have to do that, but I'm thinking about it. So I'm actually thinking maybe tonight I might unplug it, and then tomorrow, after 24 hours, so after he feeds Scruffy tomorrow, I might turn it on, one more test. But I'm not sure when I should if I should do that, or if I should just start contacting the repair people, because I figure they're gonna book me probably some number of days later. Hopefully not a lot, but it won't. I doubt it'll be same day service. My guess is if I need same day service, they'll make me pay extra as an emergency charge. And yeah, I've gone this far. I don't need to make it an emergency. Although, if the credit card company's paying for it, but yeah, I don't want to chance that. Credit card company said, no, we don't cover that. I should ask them that too. Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, so I need to call them. But yeah, I think it might be too late to call them, so I'll be able to call them tomorrow. He was eyeing me as he was eating the bone there. Yeah, I think he's just focusing on his chewing. So I've heard that you give dogs rawhide bones or actual bones to help them keep their teeth clean. I wonder if that works for cats. That's probably way too late for Scruffy. Scruffy's teeth look pretty bad. Looks like he's lost 3 of the 4 fangs. But, I wonder if eating bones would have helped his teeth over the long term. Although I have no idea what Scruffy eats when I don't feed him, or before I met him and didn't what he was eating. I assume he was eating the birds and the rodents. Especially the birds, unfortunately. He always gets that chattery look when he sees a bird. It looks like he's going to pounce. I remember there was a time where he was sitting in front of, I think it was a vole hole. Could have been. I don't think it was a gopher hole, but it was some sort of hole I think critters are coming out of, and he was camping out in front of it. So I'm guessing, yeah, he probably got some rodents. Swallow that like a champ. They break it up in smaller bits or something. So I'm going to move the balls. Actually, there's quite a bit of food left. Interesting. Okay, Scruffy came back. Took I don't know why he did that. Why did he walk away and then come under the table and come back? So if he left, I probably would have left the food out a little longer for him. And I just go in. So yeah, maybe I gave him too much food. So I'll probably put in a little more chicken skin than I normally do. It's like trying to get rid of it. So yeah, tomorrow I'm probably not going to open up another can of cat food. I'll just give him more of the chicken skin and chicken bones. I will give him kibble though. So I'm sure the kibble has a bunch of nutrients that he needs. That might not be in the chicken skin and bone. Because yeah, there's not much meat. So calcium, bone marrow, and fat. Because the bone marrow probably has stuff it needs. So let's see. Yeah, I went for a run last night. It was too hot. It didn't really cool down till after sunset. So yeah, it was kind of a rough run. It didn't do particularly well, although I did make it through the 4 laps, and it wasn't my worst time. So we say that. I think the heat was getting to me though. I think I actually did better on that final lap just because it started going down. So my run went in past sunset. I still had a little bit of light left, so I still could run that last lap. But yeah, it was getting dark. And I saw the porch cat, and I saw the friendly cat again. Didn't see his pal, so the friendly cat was hanging out in another house on their porch actually. And he was just lying there. And then I saw Boots again near the last house. I think it was a different house. It was not the exact last house, but it was very near where I entered the park. And I guess they're coming out since the sun was coming down and it was starting to pour down. And then I went for a bike ride today earlier because I didn't want to ride after sunset. And I wanted to do a slightly longer ride today. And it actually didn't get quite as hot as they predicted. And it was actually a tad bit cooler than yesterday. So I figured I had a shot of getting a reasonable ride in the late afternoon. Fortunately, yeah, it was still kind of hot, so I was kind of struggling with the heat, but it was okay. Bike rides are easier to do than the runs. I did see a deer in the campground area. It's full-grown adult, no antlers. So I was taking a water break before doing one of the final ascents. And yeah, the deer was just kind of walking through the campgrounds, just sniffing for food, I guess. Scruffy still can't be hungry, can he? Not all that food. He's looking the golf ball. Oops. Wow. Considering all the food he ate, he seems extra hungry tonight. There's some pate on the color ball I can see. Got that too. Only missed. Still there. Oops, I just moved my glove a little bit. Just trying to move my hand so I can get the camera to film it. Okay, well, I think Scruffy did a pretty good job pointing the ball. I'm going to get up and go in. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.